Good morning or good afternoon. My name is Jessica Ortega and this is my group's Freedom Dreams film project. We are group 2. To start off, I will be explaining what is colorism. Colorism is prejudice or discrimination against people based upon the relative lightness or darkness of their skin. As the book Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome explains that one of the most insidious and pervasive symptoms of post-traumatic slave syndrome is our adaptation of the slave master's value system. At this value system's foundation is the belief that white and all things associated with whiteness are superior and that black and all things associated with blackness are inferior.
Colorism, for one, has become so prevalent in today's society, especially in regards to Hollywood media, entertainment, and music. And we see this often happen among black women because when we look into who gets the most spotlight and a majority of the casting roles, we see that a majority of them either have lighter skin tones or come from mixed race. And while, yes, we do have some prominent figures with darker skin tones such as Lupita Nyong'o and Viola Davis, the issue here is they only make up a small minority.
People with lighter skin tones benefit from colorism. Our society has set beauty standards around the color of one's skin and the amount of Eurocentric features one possesses. The lighter you are, the prettier you are. The straighter your natural hair is, the prettier you are. These standards make it seem as if white or light-skinned girls are more superior to dark-skinned girls. In the video we watched in class, Confessions of a D-Girl, the speaker talks about the brown paper bag test and how if a girl's skin tone was lighter than the bag, they passed. If a girl's skin tone was darker than the paper bag, they failed. This mentality affects the mental well-being of young dark-skinned girls and makes them feel ugly just because their skin is darker and their hair has more texture.
In today's society, there are differences between racism and colorism. One being that racism has to do with someone's membership in a particular racial or ethnic group. Racism is often defined as the prejudice and discrimination that a marginalized minority group receives on the premise of their ethnic origin. It is generally upheld by systematic base within a society. Colorism, on the other hand, describes a certain treatment of people with a minority group based on their lighter skin tone.
What were some of your experiences with colorism?
Okay, believe it or not, I used to drive trucks all over the country. Like I went to the 48th state, and there's some state when you get there, it just you can't even walk into the truck stop to use it or to fill up gas because the big white truck driver doing that eat you alive.
Wow.
So I had experience, and I like some areas. Like right now, if you go to San Diego or Orange County, there's certain area. If you go, you will find everyone looking at you. At just what the hell you're doing here?
What privileges and setbacks have you noticed based on your skin color?
Work experience. No matter what, just when you. Well, I mean, I try to find decent job, and I try to to fill up on a lot of application, and the nice way of rejecting me, it was you're overqualified. But the reality is color.
What privileges and setbacks have you noticed based on your skin color?
I have not experienced any setback because of my color of my skin, even though my skin color does not look like where I am from.
Do you believe men and women experience colorism differently? If so, how?
Yes, I think colorism involves a little bit of sexism. Some women or men, depending on who the person who's like giving off the colorism, like for instance, if a man is a victim of colorism, that could possibly be from a woman who might be sexist and vice versa. Personally, I think that women have it worse off than men.
Is colorism more common in some places than others?
Yeah, definitely. I think that communities that aren't well diverse, like I don't see it, you wouldn't see it as much in LA because we have a lot of everything. But I think in like cities or other states or countries that don't have much diversity, and then you find that one person that's a different color, race, whatever, they'll experience it a lot more. For example, like those schools that don't have a lot of diversity, and then you just have like one or two people of different color or a different like minority group, you'll see that they experience a lot of colorism and bullying because they're different from their peers.
In a society without colorism, people could be treated more fairly in the workplace. Colorism in the workplace leads to discrimination, which can affect a person's income, quality of life, and position. Some statistics demonstrate that employers prefer light-skinned African American men to dark-skinned men of the same race, which shows that colorism forces people within the same ethnic group to compete for job openings. The absence of colorism at work would allow people to receive opportunities or be evaluated by the quality of their work, not their skin color. The beauty industry is another sphere which discriminates against people with darker complexions. Most beauty products are designed for people with white skin and thus ineffective for darker people, while other products are designed to literally lighten or brighten skin. The disappearance of colors in the beauty industry would promote greater diversity of skin color and reduce discrimination of non-white people. In conclusion, colorism has a long history and it's still a big problem in our society. Our study also shows how the stop of colorism can positively affect people in many areas of life. It hopefully can make the society stronger, which can increase the quality of life for all people in the long term.